renamed, rebranded. Okay, welcome to the Kiddies Lounge Show. I am Oge Mark. You call me Aunty Oge. Welcome to the show. Of course, this show is for kids. Yes, for kids, because I have to say that emphatically, because last week we had some adults call on the show. While we appreciate that, but no, it's for children between age 8 to 15. So you have to be 8 years old to 15 years old to be able to participate. And last week we did a rundown of some idioms. I asked questions expecting for winners to come on board. Well, there were many trials. I didn't exactly get a winner. No, I didn't get a winner, but I did get someone who was able to get my question correctly, and within, not exactly within time frame, but they were the best person to give it a shot, the first person to even try to get the answer correctly within the time frame. It's emphasis on within the time frame. You could get the answer, but the time had elapsed. But this person got the answer within the time frame, and while she did not complete the entire exercise, they were supposed to respond to but 3 questions within the time frame, but she was only able to respond to only 1. Well, it wasn't exactly a winner per se, but more or less like an appreciation for her effort. And so yes, so this morning she got her talking of appreciation. So this week we will not be we'll be talking about more idioms this week. We'll be talking idioms, the meanings and examples. This is more or less like a teaching, and so I would explain everything, and then at another time we will go through the exercise again. That is, we're going to ask questions about these idioms, and you will answer the question for a prize. That is okay. Now, if you are just watching or you're just joining us, it is at Damimogo 93.1 FM Lagos, and it is a Kiddies Lounge Show right here. I'll go on a quick break. When I come back, we'll dive right into it. Just stay tuned.
Hello, kids. This is Aunty Oge. Are you ready for Kiddies Lounge Show? Yay! Come on in. The fun is waiting. New adventures we're creating. So let's go. It's time to start the show. Kiddies Lounge Show.
Welcome back. It's the Kiddies Lounge Show right here on our Damimogo 93.1 FM Lagos with Aunty Oge. Now let's get right into it. If you do not know, you haven't, is there somebody you know that's supposed to be here? You need to tell them to tune in ASAP. All right, and let's get into it. Now, if you hear the term or if you hear the sentence, burn the midnight oil, what do you think it means? If someone says, oh, I need you to burn the midnight oil, or she's burned the midnight oil, what does it mean? It simply means to work late. So I remember asking this question, I think it was last week or the week before, and someone says to read late. It does not necessarily have to do with school or education alone. In reality, the whole the comprehensive meaning of burn the midnight oil is work late. Okay, and the best way you can put that in a sentence is, I burned the midnight oil studying, or I burned the midnight oil for someone who's working. I burned the midnight oil completing my task. Do you understand? Yeah. Okay, now another one, if you hear they say hit the sack, what do you mean hit the sack? I know when you hear hit the sack, some people would say, oh, it means to hit someone to hit someone, or to be physical with someone. No, hit the sack, that's why it's an idiom. The meaning does not necessarily mean, it's not a direct translation, right? So when you say hit the sack, it simply means to go to bed. And how can you use that in a sentence? And then you just say, oh, Adamu is going to hit the sack. Or maybe you see Ngozi coming in somewhere, or Rashida coming in somewhere, and she was just coming in. Maybe she's had a long day at school. She's coming in after sport, and she's so drowsy. And she's walking in, and she's staggering. I said, oh, Rashida is going to hit the sack. Simply means Rashida is going to bed. That's what it means. Okay? Now, when you hear or someone says to you, piece of cake, what does it mean? Piece of cake. Piece of cake. What does it mean exactly? It doesn't mean a piece of cake. No. It simply means very easy. Okay? Very easy. You can, how to use it in a sentence, you can say, the test was a piece of cake. It was a piece of cake. They ask, oh, how was your exam? Oh, it was a piece of cake. You know what I mean? It's so easy. All right. So now when you hear once in a blue moon, what do you think it means? When you hear once in a blue moon, what do you think it means? Once in a blue moon. All right. Once in a blue moon simply means rarely. Something is rarely seen, or it's scarcely seen, or it's rarely, it doesn't happen very often. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the way to use it in a sentence can be, we see each other once in a blue moon. You could say, oh, do you like, and someone sees you eating, oh, I love plantain, by the way, just so you know. And then you're eating plantain, and say, oh my God, oh, you're eating plantain. Do you like eating plantain, or do you eat it all the time? So no, not really, just once in a blue moon. Yeah, it means once in a while. Rarely does it happen. So that's how you use it, once in a blue moon. Or I eat plantain once in a blue moon. I don't like beans, by the way. Really, I don't like beans, really. Or I eat beans once in a blue moon. Okay. Or, oh, I go to church once in a blue moon. To be honest, I do go to church once in a blue moon because I'm here, I'm working. Anyway, okay. Now that's how to use the idiom once in a blue moon. When someone says it to you, that's exactly what it means, and that's how to interpret it, and how to use it in a sentence. Okay. And when you hear costs an arm and a leg, what does it mean? Costs an arm and a leg. I remember asking this question, I think it was last year. And then someone said and someone said it caused them to lose their it caused them to lose their arm. No, that's not what it means. To cost an arm and a leg simply means it's very expensive. It means it's very expensive. Oh, I love your dress. Oh my God, how much did you get it? I say, oh my goodness, it costs an arm and a leg. Or you say, flight these days costs an arm and a leg. That is, flights are so expensive. Or you say, food these days costs an arm and a leg. It means foods are so expensive. That's what it means when you hear an arm and a leg. It costs very expensive. Okay? All right. Now, when you hear break a leg, I remember asking this question one day, break a leg, and someone said for someone's leg to break. No. It just simply means good luck. Although I have to tell you that you do not always tell everyone break a leg. Let me explain. So when you hear or you see athletes, or you see certain people who use or who are involved in very physical activities, for example, dancers, okay, athletes, because you're running, right, sportsmen, okay, and then you're trying to wish them good luck, it's not very advisable to say break a leg. Do you understand what I'm saying? For some reason, it's just not advisable to say break a leg. Those kinds of people, because again, it wouldn't mean good luck. It's almost like wishing them bad, because if they break a leg, they can't play anymore. It wouldn't mean good luck. Do you understand what I'm saying? But every other thing, or every other person, right, you can say, oh, break a leg. Oh, for example, or someone says, oh my goodness, I'm writing my exams tomorrow, it starts tomorrow, and the person says break a leg. It means wish you success, good luck, have a good writing the exam, right? Someone doesn't tell you, oh, I'm going on a race, right? Oh, I'm representing my school in a race, and you tell the person break a leg. Don't do that. Okay, so this is the best way to use it. Okay, break a leg in your exam. All right. Break a leg as you perform your musical talent. Okay. Another thing, if you hear the term, the idiom, spill the beans. Spill the beans. What does it mean exactly? You know, you hear sometimes you're watching a movie and then someone tells, oh my goodness, I need you to spill the beans. Sometimes they'll tell you spill the tea. They mean almost the same thing. Okay. It just simply means reveal the secret. Reveal the secret. In the same vein, when you hear someone say lip sealed, it simply means I'm going to keep your secret. It's almost like an opposite of spill the beans. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay. When you say lip sealed, it's like keeping a secret. Or someone tells you, what happened in your house, or what happened in your street? I saw people fighting. What's going on? And then you say, lip sealed. My lips are sealed. Do you understand? Yeah, lip sealed. But when you hear spill the beans, you could say how to use it in a sentence. You know, something happens in school and everyone gets to know about it, or maybe someone was expelled, for example, from school. Someone was expelled and it was supposed to be a secret, maybe in your classroom or something like that, and somehow everyone in class knows that someone was expelled, and then the teacher comes and said, who spilled the beans? Who spilled the beans? Who let out the secret? Who told? Who was the person who said what's not supposed to be said? Spill the beans. Okay. Or someone says, oh my god, I saw you stealing from someone's locker, I'm going to spill the beans. Do you understand? Okay. Now, when you hear the term go the extra mile, what does it mean exactly? Go the extra mile. When you hear that, it simply means to do more. Last week, this and someone was saying to do extra. That could be, yeah, maybe, but a more better way would be to put in more effort, to strive better, to put in more effort. And the best way to use in the sentence would be, oh, she goes the extra mile at work. Oh, she goes the extra mile studying. Oh, Ngozi goes the extra mile studying. Oh, Farouk is such a hard-working prefect. He goes the extra mile to ensure everyone is in order. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go the extra mile. Or you can say, I will go the extra mile in my exam. Do you understand? Yeah. When you hear hit the road, what does it mean? Hit the road. Hit the road simply means leave. Go. You know? Leave. Let's get out. You're in a group of people. You're about to go out on break. And someone is saying, and everyone is wasting time and saying, guys, let's hit the road. It means let's leave. Let's get out there. Let's move. Let's stop wasting time. Let's move. Do you understand? Yeah. The way to use in a sentence, you could say that, ladies, let's hit the road. Okay? That's a good way to put in a sentence. All right? Now, so far, we've done about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've done 10 already. Let's do more. 10 more. 10 more, yeah? Okay. Now, when you hear the idiom back to square one, what does it mean exactly? Back to square one. It simply means start over. Go back to the beginning. Start over. Back to square one. Okay? Back to square one. How can you use it in a sentence? After much ado, after working so hard, after building the castle, working hard building the castle, we had to start from square one because the castle collapsed. Okay? All right? Okay. In the same boat. How can you use it in the sentence? In the same boat. What does it mean first? In the same boat. Same situation. Same situation. For example, you go into a classroom or in school, everyone is, facing the board and they're crying, and then you're just walking. What's going on? What happened? What happened? What happened? Why are you crying? And you said, I didn't pass my test, and then because of that you're being punished. And then you say, I'm also in the same boat. It means you also didn't pass the test. Or maybe you hear something happened, or maybe, for example, there's some places where you go to and there is something happening with everybody. Maybe, for example, your home, for example, you live in an apartment complex and you don't have water running in your house, and Nkechi doesn't have water in her own house, and then you come out, what is going on? What's happening? Like, I don't have water in my house. And then you now say, and the other person says, I'm in the same boat. It means I also do not have water running in my house. Do you understand? Yeah, that's how you can use in a sentence. Now, when you hear on cloud nine, what does it mean exactly? On cloud nine, she was on cloud nine. She was very happy. That's what it means. Cloud nine, very happy. That's what it means. Just that's what it means. Forget any other meaning you may think, oh, I've heard. That's what it means. On cloud nine means very happy. All right. When you hear throw in the towel, it simply means give up. Give up. After working so hard on my effort to yielded no result, I just gave in the towel. Just give in the towel, to give up. You know what? I just threw in the towel. While Farida was running the marathon, she gave in the towel. She gave up. She didn't complete the race. She gave in the towel. In the marathon. All right. Now, when you hear the ball is in your court, what does it mean exactly? The ball is in your court. All right. It means it is your decision. The ball is in your court means it is your decision. It is your decision. Do you want to go to the university? I want to go to university. They're asking you, do you want to go to the university? Of course, I want to go to university. And their father says, well, if you want to go to university, the ball is in your court. It means you have to read, you have to write, you have to read your exams, you have to write your exams properly and pass. The ball is in your court. All right. If you want to, your school is engaged in a competition and you want to participate, and then the teacher says, oh, everyone needs to read this particular book in order to answer the right questions. And then she goes on to say, whoever passes or fails, whatever happens, the ball is in your court. It means it is your decision. Whatever happens, it is your decision to succeed, to pass exams, to go for the competition. It is in your court. You have to do the job, right? Okay. A dime a dozen. What does it mean? A dime a dozen. A dime a dozen is more or less like it's the opposite of once in a blue moon. Okay. And remember, I told you once the blue moon means rarely. A dime in a dozen means common. It means common. All right. Oh, I don't like that leggings. It's a dime in a dozen. It means it's very common. I don't like taking that sweet or that candy. It's just a dime in a dozen. Everyone takes it. I don't want to. It's a dime in a dozen. All right? It's very common. Okay? That hairstyle is a dime in a dozen. The hairstyle is very common. Okay? When you say bend backward over or bend over backwards, it can change it through bend over backwards. What does it mean exactly? It means to try very hard. To try very hard. How do you use it in a sentence? Oh wow, Oge bent backward over or bent over backward to get that, to win the prize. All right, I bent backward over to pass my exam. It means I worked very hard to pass my exam. All right. I bent backward over to be able to buy that. It means I worked very hard to be able to get that. All right, that's what it means. All right. Now, when you hear cut to the chase, what exactly does it mean? Cut to the chase. Cut to the chase. It simply means get to the point. Get to the point. There's a scenario going on, and someone is saying, oh, they want to tell you what happened in school. Oh, it's the first day of resumption. Something happened in school. And the person says, oh, and Chimamanda did this and did that. And then you just go like, can you get to the point? Cut to the chase. It means as in what's happened. Go, 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 go. That's exactly what it means. Cut to the chase. Cut to the chase. Someone is talking and you're rambling and rambling and rambling. Or for example, your father catches you did something, and they say, now, explain to me why you did what you did. Why did you leave school at 6 p.m.? Why? And then you're saying, instead of you to say, oh, I was held backward because I was writing my exam. I was preparing for a test, and then something that happened, and your father says, cut to the chase. What really happened? It means cut to the chase. Go straight to the point. You know? Yeah, that's the way to use in a sentence. And then now, when you say when you hear the phrase see eye to eye, what does it mean exactly? Rashid and Farida do not see eye to eye. It means they do not agree. They do not agree. I and my sister do not see eye to eye. It means we do not agree. We are not in agreement. We're always at loggerheads. It means we're always in disagreement. Almost like we're always quarreling. But you cannot say we're always quarreling. You say we do not see eye to eye. Alright? That's what it means. Like we do not see eye to eye. We do not agree. Alright? Okay. It is a Kiddies Lounge show right here on Adami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos. We're going to go on a quick breather. When we'll come back, we'll talk about 5 more idioms on call it a day.
Welcome to Adami Mogo 93.1 FM, here for your listening pleasure all across the globe. Download our mobile app on Google Play Store to listen to us non-stop. Follow us on Twitter at Adami Mogo 931 FM and on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok at Adami Mogo FM. For advert placement, call 0805 588 8171, 0805 588 8171 or 0805 588 8172, 0805 588 8172. We are located at Adamimogo 93.1 FM, number 2426, Tom Ogboi Avenue, off Balogun Street, Carwash Bus Stop, Freedom Way, Lekki Phase 1, Lagos, Nigeria. Adamimogo FM,
the talk, information, and entertainment station.
Voice of Light.
Welcome back to the Kiddies Lounge show right here on Adami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos with Aunty Oge. Now let's get back into it. All right, now let's look at more idioms, and then before we call it a day, when you hear the idiom sit on a fence, what does it mean? To sit on the fence, which simply means to avoid choosing sides. Two people are fighting. Two of your friends, say you're in a group of friends, right? 3 people, and 2 of them are in disagreement. They're fighting, they're quarreling, and they're shouting at each other. And then they want you to take and say, so what do you think? Shabi, you were there. You heard me when I said, when I said something, and then you refuse to say anything. And then the 4th person said, why are you sitting on the fence? Why are you sitting on the fence? Another way you say, you're talking to your friend, and then stop sitting on the fence. Stop sitting on the fence. It means stop being indecisive. Pick a side. Do you understand? Okay. When you hear the idiom "speak of the devil," what does it mean? You see it sometimes on TV. You're watching TV and 2 people are talking about another person, and just right there the person walks in and says, "Oh, speak of the devil." Speak of the devil. Someone appears when you are, talking about the person. Oh, speak of the devil. Yeah, that's what it means. Okay. When you hear take it with a grain of salt, take it with a grain of salt, what does it mean exactly? It just simply means don't take it seriously, right? Don't take it seriously. One very typical example would be take social media advice with a grain of salt, meaning when you hear advice from social media, take it with a grain of salt. All right? Take her advice with a grain of salt. That's what it means. Just do not take it very seriously. Under the weather. What does it mean? That's pretty much easy, simple. Under the weather simply means feeling sick. Oh, I'm so under the weather. Oh, Nkechi was under the weather when I went to her house. Or, Rashida was under the weather when I went to her house. Okay? Well, I'm under the weather. I cannot come to school today. Okay? When you hear the term on the ball, we talked about this last week, on the ball. on the ball. It means to be alert and efficient. To be precise, alert, and efficient. She's always on the ball. She's always on the ball. Oh, I love that footballer. He's always on the ball. He's always alert and efficient. It's precise, you know? Yeah. So when you say miss the boat, what does it mean exactly? To miss the boat. Miss the boat. What does it mean? It simply means to miss an opportunity. All right. I am so sad. I am so sad. I miss the boat on that scholarship. Oh, my father was sad yesterday because he missed the boat on an investment. Oh, oh my goodness, I can't believe she missed the boat on that schoolwork. It means she missed an opportunity. All right. May you not miss an opportunity in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay. Now, when you hear the term let the cat out of the bag, what does it mean exactly? Let the cat out of the bag. You mean to reveal a secret? Yeah? To reveal a secret, that's what it means. To let the cat out of the bag. It's almost like saying spill the beans. They belong in the same category, right? Let the cat out of the bag. You know, she let the cat out of the bag, spill the beans, let the cat out of the bag, reveal a secret. They're the same. They literally have the same meaning. Okay? When you hear, oh, keep your chin up. Keep your chin up. What does it mean exactly? It simply means to stay positive. Stay positive. As you're going for that competition, I want you to put your chin up. I want you to keep your chin up. It simply means as you're going for that competition, I want you to stay positive. Okay? No matter what happens in life, keep your chin up. It means no matter what happens in life, stay positive. Okay? Yeah, that's what it means to keep your chin up. All right. Now, when you hear jump the gun, okay? Jump the gun means act too soon. Almost like when you see somebody's being too forward. Okay? Jump the gun. Oh, don't jump the gun before hearing details. Okay? Don't jump the gun before hearing details. Don't jump the gun before hearing all the instructions. Okay? Act too soon. All right? In hot water. What does it mean exactly? It's pretty simple. In hot water means you are in literally hot soup, hot trouble, in trouble. All right? Your father is coming. You're in hot trouble. You're in hot water. Your father is coming and you're in hot water. It means you are in trouble. All right? Now, when you hear cut corners, what do you mean by cut corners? Cut corners. What do you mean cut corners? It means to do something cheaply. You're being, what's the word I'm looking for? Cut corners. You're being not the word. The word is not insincere. It's you're doing something cheaply. You're doing something badly. You're doing it without following due process. You're doing it I would like to say dishonestly, because again, when you're cutting corners, you're most likely dishonest. You're most likely dishonest. So you could say that don't cut corners when executing that contract. Don't cut corners when you are writing your exams. It simply means don't be dubious. Don't be cheap. Don't do it. Don't try to look for a way out, an easy way out. All right. Don't cut corners when writing your exams. Or you can say don't cut corners when applying for a job. If you're applying for a job, all right. Follow due process. Do it well, the way it's done, the way it's expected, not cheaply, not dubiously. Okay. And this is going to be the final one before we call it a day. When you hear break the ice, what exactly does it mean, break the ice? It means to start a conversation. To break the ice means to start a conversation, okay? You could say, the way to use an example would be, oh, she told a joke to try to break the ice. Or you say, oh, I always compliment a person to break the ice. It means I always compliment a person to start a conversation. Right? To break the ice means to start a conversation. So you could say, I always compliment a person to break the ice, or I always tell a joke to break the ice, or Oh, I love the way she walks. I love the way she moves. She always, smile at you to break the ice. That kind of thing. That's exactly what it means. Okay, we've done about 25 already today, or more. All right, and that's a bit we can take today on the Kiddies Lounge Show right here on our Dami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos. I will be back next week, Sunday. I did promise that this week we'll be speaking to an educationist, but I could not secure that. But she's promised that by next week she will be available. So, if you're looking for, there's something confusing about school for you, or maybe you want to speak to a professional, a counselor, or maybe a parent. This one, parents can call in for next. Parents can call in. There's something confusing you about a child, or maybe your child is going through certain things you don't exactly understand, and you want to get the perspective of a professional on the matter as regards your child and the schoolwork. Perhaps it could be even relations with fellow students, bullying situation, school situation. And there are students who have issues with courses or classes or subjects. You're not sure if you want to do this, but parents are asking to do that. If you have any questions surrounding schoolwork, you want some counseling, I will bring in a professional next week Sunday, and they will be lending their voices. So get your questions ready, and we will have that conversation. All right, I will be with you next week Sunday. Do stay tuned. This is Oge Mark. You call me Aunty Oge, and this is the Kiddies Lounge Show right here on our Dami Mogo 93.1 FM Lagos. Stay tuned.